That's fun. Be adopted by 3 seconds. You stream even when life is difficult, or we're making it better. Well, see, here's the thing, Finty, and here's the thing, like, Ricky, don't get me wrong, Ricky has been going through a lot this year. Ricky has gone through a lot. And
is this a part of Dem Boys?
The Chillest Boys.
Chillest Boys, that's right.
He's a member of the Chillest Boys, and he's one of my good friends, so I say this knowing the kind of stuff he's been through. It's been very difficult for him. It's been a hard year. But you also have to consider, everybody's always going through something. Everybody. Everybody always has some deep problem. And so it's unfair to say Ricky streams even when he has all this shit going on in his life. A lot of people have a lot of shit going on.
And now there are different degrees of this trouble too.
Naturally, there's going to be varying degrees, and some people are easier to deal with than others. Ricky's going through a very tough time in his life, and I'm not trying to take that away from him because he deserves to feel the way he feels about the situation that he is in, because it's not an easy one. He has to deal with like how like he's currently dealing with the very normal, very real existential crisis that late teenagers, early 20-somethings feel, in that they think, what am I doing with my life? Where is my life moving from here?
Everybody does it.
Everybody goes through that. Every single person. And it's good that Ricky is being vocal about it. It's very good. It's so healthy, and I'm so glad that he does that. But you also have to consider that everybody's going through something like that. Like, I've had a lot of streams. I do streams because they cheer me up. They make me happy. They make me feel fulfilled. And that sounds kind of stupid, and when you think about it, like, shouldn't I be able to find my own fulfillment? But it's like, that's not always how fulfillment works. Here's what fulfillment is. Fulfillment is doing the things you love and giving them your all no matter what. That's what fulfillment is. And as long as it doesn't take away from the things you currently need to do, you can be fulfilled and do the things you need to do, but you'll feel more fulfilled if you're doing the things you want to do. And if I can dedicate these few hours, these few just very small hours to doing something that makes me happy, that gives fulfillment. And I've said it before, I've talked about it very briefly. I haven't gone into a whole lot of detail because I don't think it really merits going into too much detail about something this heavy. But depression has been a very real thing in my life. Whether or not it's clinical, like there's actually something wrong with my brain, or just situational, you know, they're both very real issues, and they both deserve to be treated with a level of reverence is the wrong word, but certainly attentiveness. And it's a matter of understanding that you need to do the things that, in that sort of situation, you need to do the things that you know will make you happy. You gotta do it. You gotta take care of yourself, because if you're not happy, you're not the person that you know you are you can see, you're trapped in a glass cage. You're trapped in a glass cage looking out. And you're like, you can see the world around you, but you can't experience it the same way. And you're like, why? I'm not different. I'm not different in any way. I'm not a different person. I'm still here. I'm just trapped. And that's what depression can be.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you need to find a way to just open that cell. You need to find a way to get out, even if it's just for a few hours, you know? Take a look around. Be the person that you know you are. And so, I don't know, it's tough. It's a tough thing to deal with. But that's why I always say, especially to all you guys, because I know a lot of you are younger than me. I'm 23. I'll be 24 in a few months. I know a lot of you guys are younger than me. That's why I always say, you know, if you ever need someone to talk to, you ever need anyone, I am here for you. Bless you. Bless you. I am here for you at the very least. The people who love you will always be there for you. But if for some reason you don't feel comfortable talking to them, please, for the love of God, talk to me. Talk to anyone. Just talk. Talk. You're not being a burden. You're not being, you know, some sort of fake person because you're like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's the healthiest thing you can do. Please.
Also, if I can chime in.
Go for it.
Never be afraid of professional help.
Yeah.
I think, there's a huge stigma around therapy. But, like, therapy, when you, like, boil it down to its base part, it's just like, oh, you're talking with someone about how to deal with your problems better. Like, what the fuck is weird about that?
Yeah.
I personally have gone to therapy, like, multiple times.
Yeah.
Done incredible stuff for me and my coping mechanisms. So like, I highly recommend it. You have to find someone who works for you. Insurance is a bitch, but like, you go to therapy, like your life will probably get better.
Yeah, and to give sort of.
And you keep an open mind about it too.
Definitely, and to give a perspective that might not, people don't necessarily think about. I went to therapy for a little bit for back in I think my senior year of college. I went to the college that we went to. It has a program that they offer to students for free. I think it's for free. Yeah.
It is for free.
It is for free. And I went there, and I didn't have a good experience. It was not for me. The guy and I were not on the same wavelength. He wasn't helping me. It almost felt like he was going out of his way to not help me. I don't know if you've experienced
I've had a similar experience. I had one really good experience with this program and one really bad. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish.
This person, it felt like they weren't. It felt like I might as well have been talking to a tree stump. They didn't offer me any advice or any outlooks. It was just, oh, well, what's going on? What's the problem? Well, all this stuff. Oh, okay. Anything else? I just
said all the stuff.
I just bared my soul to you. What more do you want from me? And he didn't tell me anything, and it was frustrating. And if that's the case, that's where you have to say you have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your brain, and you have to say, if your brain is telling you this is not working, that does not mean there's something wrong with you. That there could be a whole host of factors for why something doesn't work.
Yeah.
And in my case, it was because that guy wasn't fucking talking to me.
He was a bad therapist.
Yes.
It's not that therapy is bad.
Yes.
It's that he was a bad therapist.
Yeah. It's and that's you have to be. It's a very adult thing. It's a very mature and responsible thing to think about what are the things that I need in my life, and then go after them. And it's because it's scary. It really is. If you go to therapy, you already have pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone so much, and you think to yourself, well, I've already done this, and I put myself out there, and it didn't work. So what do I have left to do? What can I possibly do from here? You have to keep moving. You have to. It's the only thing that we have left as people at the end of the day, is that we all move forward. Regardless of whatever happens to you, we are all going through shit. We all move forward. So that's, I don't know, unless you have any other points you want to add.
I mean, I'll add to that, like, it's always possible to move. It's also, like, it's always possible, no matter, like, how ridiculous and like, maybe inane it feels, it's always possible to make progress, even if you feel like you've been stagnating forever.
Yeah.
Like, you can still make progress and be like, oh, I'm doing better, like figure out ways to deal with things better. Like, even though I'm also a person with depression, and I think I'm closer to clinical, I think it's genetic or whatever, but even now where I'm like, oh, I'm happy, I feel good right now about where I'm at in my life, I also know, like, there's lots of stuff to work on.
Yeah.
So whether you're bad and you feel like you haven't made progress in a long time, like, keep trying new things, like, come at stuff from different angles, and that'll push you forward. And even, like, when you're like, hey, I'm, like, pretty good at, like, a 50-50, like, I'm definitely over the 50% mark in terms of happiness, then keep pushing further and be like, how can I keep getting better?
It's so important. It's so important.